So today I'm just going to go through some basic moves that we do regularly in class, and I'm going to start in the relaxation position. So you go from kneeling, cross over your ankles into the crab, and then you just bring your feet down, lie down on your back. If you need something support underneath your head, maybe fold up a towel, or if you've got a small cushion, you can place it underneath there. You want to come into neutral spine. So from here we're looking for the pelvis and the lower rib to be in alignment, have a feeling of space in your lumbar, a heaviness in your pelvis, back of the rib cage, back of the head. The feet are hip bone width apart and parallel, knees going up to the ceiling. So from here we're just going to start just by placing our hands on our ribs and just doing some rib breathing. So you're going to breathe in. Let those ribs flare, and then as you breathe out, close the ribs, bringing them down towards the mat. So breathe in and out. In and out. In, and as you breathe out, place your arms down on the mat. And we're just going to get some mobilisation into our hips by doing some knee drops. So dropping the knee down towards the mat, rolling into the outer edge of the foot, and then drawing it back. Minimal amount of movement in your pelvis. Just feel that hip bone rolling in the hip socket as you go side to side, just to mobilise our hips. And then bring the feet back, take a breath in. And we're going to take it into a single knee fold. Just bring that leg in, feel like the hip bone sinks down into the hip socket, and then using the thigh bone and the lower abs, just float that foot back down to the floor. And then you're going to float the right leg up and down. Again, minimal movement in the pelvis, just using your hip bone. And we'll take it into a double knee fold. So starting with the right leg, draw that right leg up, and then just draw the left leg up, minimal amount of movement in the pelvis. Hold it for a couple of seconds, and then you take the right leg down first, and then bring the left leg down. We always start with the alternative leg, so now we come up with the left leg, and then the right leg, hold, and then take the left leg down, and then the right leg down. So from here we're going to start mobilising the upper body. So we're going to take the arms up to the ceiling, just drop the shoulder blades down, clasp the fingers together and place the hands behind your head, feeling like the head is secure in the hands and the shoulder blades are off the mat, elbows to the ceiling and the ribs are closed. We're going to take a breath in, lengthen through the head, nod the chin toward the chest, curl up, hold. Breathe in, and then as you breathe out, coming all the way down back to the mat. So this is the curl up, and we're coming up, we're holding, breathing in, and as you breathe out, come all the way down. Make sure you don't tilt the pelvis up, you keep the pelvis long, so you're just coming up with the upper spine, the lower spine stays still. When you've done that a couple of times, you're going to take the head back to the floor, release the hands, bring them down, and then we're going to do the same kind of movement just from the tailbone up. So this is called spine curl. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, tilt the pelvis, just wheel the spine off the mat, taking it up vertebra by vertebra and opening those hips. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, you're going to take the chest down first, then you're going to take the waist down, and then slowly, slowly bring the spine back into neutral. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, close the ribs, spine curls up, keeping the last of the shoulder blades, lower the shoulder blades on the mat, hold, and then spine curl all the way down. You can add to this by taking the arms up to shoulder height, And then just taking them behind you as you spine curl, keeping them at ear level, sending the knees away and the arms away as you spine curl down. And this will give you a greater sense of elongation in the spine as you do the movement. It's one of my favourite moves. I like to do this variation when I do the spine curl if I'm finding my lower back is tight. And then you're going to bring the hands down to the floor. So from here we're just going to bring the feet together, ankles together, knees together, and take the hands out into a low V with the palms facing up. So keeping the shoulders on the mat, we're going to take the legs over to the right, stacking the feet on top of each other, keeping the knees and the hips and the ankles in alignment, getting that lovely stretch. Breathe in. And then as you breathe out, you're just going to come back to centre, and then you're just going to repeat on the other side. Hip rolls is another great movement if you're finding that you're tight in your lower back, and can really help to ease any pressure in your lumbar. And when you've done about 4 each side, you just come back. Now to come up to seated, you can do it a couple of ways. I quite like to do rocking horse to seated. So you come up into that double knee fold, placing the hands behind the knees, curling the head up so you're in a curled up position, and then just rocking gently on the spine in the rocking horse to come up to seated. And that are the movements that we like to do in relaxation. Taking it into seated movements. This can be a very difficult position for a lot of clients because they're very tight in their hips, but you want to be making sure that you're sitting on your sit bones. And just to start the movement, I like to mobilise the lower spine with just some C curves. So from here, you're holding the back of the knees, sitting in your sit bones. You're going to roll those sit bones back and nod the chin towards the chest. And then you're just going to come up, lifting from the breastbone, not the chin. And we're going to do that a couple of times just to mobilise the spine, getting that lovely C curve. Same movement that we did when we did the rocking horse to come up to seated. And when you've done a couple, you're going to take the arms out in front. I like to have palms facing in. You're going to C curve, and then you're going to push the pelvis back, opening the hips to come into a rollback position. Hold this, and then just come up and restack. So we're going to do a couple of rollbacks, just nice and gently, coming all the way back. And when you've done about 3, we're going to take it into rotation. So really restack. And we're going to C curve, and this time we're going to come into the rollback and hold. We're going to keep the right arm going forward as we take the left arm behind us to rotate and open. And then we're going to go to the opposite side. So this has rotation into the movement and can be very nice on your thoracic spine, especially if you've been hunched over a desk all day. And just do a couple on each side, making sure they're even. And then you're going to hold this position and then just restack. Come up and then take the legs out long, because as I said, that can be quite hard on the hips. Give the legs a little tap. Take them to mat width, and then from here we're going to take it into forward prep. So, arms out in front, chest height, palms facing in. You nod the chin towards the chest. You roll the spine down, so you're looking at your groin. And then you're just going to take the gaze along the inner thigh, all the way, looking through the hands, lengthening as far as you can, and then you're going to come back, reversing the movement, making sure you roll the spine back up. This is called forward prep, and it's a nice movement to really help lengthen through the spine. Most clients are hindered by the tightness in their lumbar and their hamstrings for doing this movement, so you can take your feet up. This will take away the pressure from your hamstrings, and you might get